What a wonderful.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Real. We are sat on my couch today at home. I know I've been like all over the place. I'm finally back in the city, and I have had the craziest day. I like got a major situation with my stomach this morning. Basically, I just came from a colonic this morning, and guys, you don't even know. You don't like if this is the most on brand thing ever. Like, I'm so sorry if this is your first episode of the podcast and I'm just opening it up with, hey guys, I just got back from a colonic. But that's my life right now. So welcome. But yeah, I'm back in the city. I'm back into my like routine. I've been like trying, but I've been so unwell this week because since I've been traveling so much, I guess I've been like so fucking constipated. Like, it's been actually the worst thing ever. And like, there's constipated and then there's like Carly constipated, which is like I literally went weeks without going. So I was like, okay, I need to hit up my colonic lady. I go to this place called Alivio Wellness. I like tag them on my Instagram if you guys want to look on there, but I needed it so bad. Like, nothing was moving, nothing was going. I went this morning and she was like, you are so backed up that we literally need. I'm so sorry, guys, if this is like TMI. Like, I'm so sorry that I'm opening this episode with this, but also, like, what else are you going to get with me? She was like, you are backed up, girly pop, and like, you need to come back on Monday because this situation is not situated. So basically, like, we got some of it, but I literally need to go back because we still didn't finish clearing out. But if anyone's wondering about this stuff, because like, I know I would be curious. Like, I did it years ago, and then that's when I kind of started doing them, but basically you don't need to like really fast or anything. You kind of just like eat normally the day before, and then the day of you just like drink water in the morning, and then an hour before you stop all like liquids, all everything. And then after like that first 2 hour window, you just have a green juice. I literally ended up like not having anything and then having a green smoothie and a couple sips of a juice. And now I'm back at home and I just ate a few like pieces of broccoli, like cooked, because you want to do cooked veggies. So just had a few pieces of like broccoli and like added in some cooked veggies. And then, yeah, that's really like all you have to do. But if I'm seeming so dull right now, it's because it like takes a lot out of you sometimes. Like, because I was so backed up, I was having like the worst brain fog this week. I was like losing my shit. It's just like when your gut's not well, you feel mentally like unwell, and I like felt seriously unstable. Now that happened, I'm just like feeling a little exhausted and like I need to take a nap, which again is very on brand. But that's what I just came from. I came from there, and then I literally went to Brooklyn to go to this Armani thing, and then now I'm back with you guys. But I am really excited about today's episode because I've actually never done anything like this before. I'm literally slurring. Like, I'm having problems. But basically, today's episode is the theme is everything I love and everything I hate right now. From TV shows to beauty items. Like, I feel like it's so hard to like do justice to the things I genuinely am obsessing over when I'm online or when I'm like in a TikTok and it's like a 30-second video or like whatever. Now we can like sit down, chit chat, give you the tea, talk about what I'm not loving, talk about what I am loving, and let's just get into it. There's a lot of current events going on lately. First things first, Molly May and Tommy. If you're a Love Island watcher, obviously Love Island USA has been like the spotlight, and I've always been a avid Love Island watcher. If you followed me on Instagram over the years, you like know this. But Molly May and Tommy literally just posted today that they officially broke up, and people are acting really shocked about this, and like I so get that, but also if you follow along, like, you know that like, I don't know, I'm not surprised, TBH. And maybe that sounds cunty of me, but and like I like want, like, I love her, like I want the best, like I'm not trying to even shit talk. It's just like he's those types of people, like hid the family that they come from. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the show about like his side of the family, and like I forget what it's called. Like, someone needs to remind me. It's like a type of British person that like they're like very traditional roles, and like the guys kind of like do whatever the fuck they want, and the women are like supposed to like pop out babies and like be at the house and just be like the traditional wife while the men go run around and do God knows what. So it kind of, to me, felt like that was what was going on in Molly May and Tommy's marriage. Like, I felt like they very much were like, or were they married? Yeah, they were married, right? Or were they engaged? I don't know. Yeah, everything about them just seemed like he was running around and he was fighting, like obviously like he's a famous like fighter or whatever, boxer. But she was at home taking care of her baby, like her literal baby or her toddler now. And I just felt like he was so not present in this child's life. And like obviously we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but sometimes like I know this from my own experience. Like sometimes the rumors, there's a little truth to what's going on behind the scenes, and people obviously don't want anyone else to know. But like usually when there's a rumor, it stems from like something, unless it's like so outlandish. But yeah, usually when there's like some type of rumor or people are like kind of saying, is this going on? Usually there's some truth to it from what I've seen. So there was always rumors about them, and I don't know, I do think they're like he was the cause of the breakup. And obviously she's not going to let him take the fall for it, because like I don't think she's that type of person. But yeah. I just think it was like maybe a long time coming. But that is one thing that is like in the news that I just like had to talk about before we got into our shows and movies. And also it reminded me because I was going to talk about Love Island. So first things first, now shows and movies and things that everyone's talking about right now, we're obsessing over. Obviously I'm a Love Island stan. Like everyone's obsessed over USA, and I'm like, guys, like we knew this. Like what have I been telling all of you all this time? That Love Island is the best show on TV. And people don't listen, and then all of a sudden now everyone's obsessed. And it like almost like, I don't know if other Love Island fans like feel this, but it almost like ruined the show for me a little bit. Like I liked when it was like the best kept secret. Not that it was like a secret, because people still got pretty famous off of US. Like people would come off with like 1 million followers, but like this season was just like nothing else. Like it was crazy. Like people, like it really popped off. And the fame that Leah has gotten is Maura Higgins and Molly May status. Like she's set now. I think it's always about what someone decides to do with the newfound fame that they get. But I think with her, she has such a amazing following that like as long as she has a good head on her shoulders, which I really do think she has a lot of like authenticity, and I think that's why people really fuck with her. So I think obviously depending on what she does with it, but I think there's so much potential for her to just like kill it in the influencer world and like having a business or like whatever like route she goes down. I think she's genuinely gonna kill it. Aside from that, Andrea, obviously everyone's like talking shit, and to be honest, she didn't there's some parts of me that feel bad for like the villain in the shows, because I like feel like sometimes they got a bad cut or whatever, but in this situation I felt like she beat a dead horse. Like she came off the show and then she just like went with the villain arc and like kept going with it. Like her like posting about Rob and like posting about all that shit. Like, yeah, it just was not a good vibe. And also I would have so much more empathy for someone if other people were out here defending her, being like, oh, like, but like they portrayed her wrong. Like we've seen that in TV. Like people being like, oh my God, like they're my girl, like she got portrayed wrong, like she was done dirty. Like that happens in The Bachelor a lot, I feel like, or in old episodes of Bachelor. But with this, it was such a clear cut. Like Andrea came off the show and like nobody fucked with her. Like people were literally like, we don't claim her. Like that to me, especially because Leah was such a girl's girl on the show. I mean, I don't know like what happens in real life, but I really do feel like Andrea kind of just got the boot. Like no one fucked with her. Again, could be wrong, but that was the vision I got. But yeah, it's definitely really crazy to see everyone blow up over the cast and over Love Island, and it's like so cool to see too. But it's like it almost like rubbed me the wrong way, or not rubbed me the wrong way, but it just like was a different experience for me watching this season, I think, because every time I would open TikTok, like there would be spoilers, to the point where like usually like I could like watch Love Island and kind of like casually watch it, and it wouldn't matter if I like missed like parts or like if I was behind, because I could just catch up. Now with everyone watching, I feel like I have to like rush to watch too, otherwise I'm gonna see a spoiler as soon as I open TikTok. So that was maybe that was like the thing that kind of felt like it like not ruined it for me, but like made it a little harder this season because I felt like everyone was so into it and had their 2 cents that like I would literally just skip episodes because people had already posted about it. And I'm like, okay, everyone just took this episode of 1 hour or whatever and condensed it into a 15-second TikTok of the spoiler that I needed to know from this episode and who's on the show and who got kicked off. And now like I can just keep watching. So it's a good thing, like if you wanted a quick spoiler, but a bad thing if you're just trying to like watch Love Island for the lore of it being Love Island, you know? Like OGs know it's just like a relaxing, amazing tea, best show to watch. So yeah. Next, we have to go into It Ends With Us because I am a late Colleen Hoover reader. So I actually didn't, well, I kind of read the book. I read it / audiobooked it. Because like, you know, when you're like, I read leisurely, but I also like to catch up on my book while I'm cleaning or doing other tasks. Like I really am into, people call it like habit stacking. So if you want to call it that, but like I'm really into like, if I'm gonna clean or do something that I don't like, then I'm gonna like listen to a podcast or like read a book or like do something that I'm like really into. So I did listen / read to It Ends With Us like this past year, like very recent, once I heard that it was turning into a movie because I wanted to have both perspectives. I have not seen the movie yet. I'm going to see it this weekend, so no one, like, I want to hear everyone's takes, but I really want to go in with a fresh mind of like what my genuine take is. What I did want to talk about that we're like, I feel like we're all very into right now is the press tour of It Ends With Us. Like, people are saying that Justin Baldoni is like kind of taking the high road and promoting the movie in the right way. And when it comes to Blake Lively, I guess she's more using it as just like a promotion for like herself or her own like hair care line or whatever the fuck she has going on, and like her husband's work and stuff like that, which is the typical way to promote a movie. Do I know what like goes on behind the scenes? What is right and wrong? No. However, I have heard about the fact that her and Justin maybe butted heads about how she wanted to go about the script, how she wanted to go about acting, and maybe she had taken more control when she didn't know the true backstory and maybe didn't have as much of that empathy. Where I feel like Justin, on the other hand, he almost like, I feel like he's the type of person, like he dives into everything, like all of his projects and does the research and just like, that's the vibe that he gives off. And also from what I've seen and from what I've watched of his shows and projects he's been on. So my overall vibe that I get is that he really dove into this project head first, took it seriously. And when it came to the press tour, it seemed like he didn't want to make the stars the star. Like the stars were there to represent, but he really wanted there to be room and space to like talk about the bigger issues. And obviously that's like kind of what has happened, but really not at all. Or Blake like has her little like media trained thing she's saying. Now I'm a Blake Lively stan. I have nothing against any of this. I'm just kind of rehashing what's been going on online and how I kind of, my like take on it and kind of like how I am consuming the information. So that's kind of what I gathered from what was going on. Do I feel angry or some type of way? Obviously no, but it has been interesting from reading the book to then seeing the movie come out and seeing all this press, like seeing how people's reactions are and also seeing like how kind of the plot gets lost a little bit. But yeah, I'm seeing the movie this weekend and I'm very excited and intrigued to see, coming from reading the book so recently, how I feel about how they made that into a movie, and how like what actors they chose for which roles. And yeah, Justin playing Ryle though, I think slays. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm very curious to hear if you guys think the roles fit the actors and like the characters in the book. So let me know. Moving on, this is something I'm gagged, sick, and so excited over. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Okay, so this is something I am also very excited about. This is a show that has to do with, if you guys are on TikTok avidly, which I assume most of you are, there are these Utah Mormon moms. You obviously probably know about them, and they all like swing or whatever. It's some crazy weird shit is going on there. They literally made a show. I'm pretty sure it's on like Hulu. Made a show about the lives of these Utah Mormon wives in this like friend group. And it is just, oh my God, like it's tea. I literally saw the preview come out today and I like immediately wrote it down. I was like, I need to talk about this in the podcast because it is like something I've never seen before. Like this type of TV is so weird and crazy because it's like about influencers, but the storyline is so fucking juicy. Like I'm also just like the type of person, and I've talked about this on here a little bit, like how I love like Love on the Spectrum, like how I loved that show. I feel like I'm very into learning about why people are the way they are and how they live their life, and just like people that live a different life than me and how we're alike and how we're different. And I don't know. So for that reason, I feel like I'm just so interested to see this show and see what it's all about. Like it is some crazy shit. And also to see someone, it's very intriguing and weird to watch someone go from your For You page and from TikTok to like a big screen, to like seeing them on TV. So I think that will be a really interesting aspect too. And I'm just like so excited to watch it. I don't know when it comes out. I'll let you guys know. But oh my God. Okay. 2 other shows that we need to go over that I'm loving. One, just started season 3 of The Morning Show. Don't ask why it took me that long. I don't know. I'm a huge Morning Show stan, huge Jennifer Aniston stan, huge Reese Witherspoon stan. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing, but I fucking love this show. I think it's incredible. Apple TV. I can't stop, won't stop. Like, great TV isn't made a lot anymore, to be honest. I sound like a crazy person. Like who says that? But I feel like good TV is just hard to come by. Like there used to be such like there's no Sex in the City or Gossip Girl anymore, you know? And not that this is like along those same lines, but it's just, this is a good freaking show with a good plot. And it's also aligns with like the times we're in now. So it like, it's very relevant and it talks about important topics, but it's also like tea and juicy, and the people that are the actors and actresses in it are incredible. So all around, if you're not watching Morning Show, all around. I sound like I'm like doing a final the final paragraph of my essay, my thesis. The thesis is the last sentence of the first paragraph. I remember from high school. Yeah, no, I have been loving it. I just started season 3. I watched the first and like maybe second piece of the second episode yesterday, and now I am back hooked, locked in. So if you guys aren't watching, you need to. And then the last thing, also I'm referring to my notes if you guys didn't know what I was doing over here, but the last thing I have to talk about, everyone has been raving about Presumed Innocent. So I started watching it with my boyfriend. Sorry, I just can't get used to saying boyfriend. Like I can't make it not, it's like weird. Yeah, I started watching it with him, and we watched the first episode, and literally we still have 12 minutes left in the first episode because we were so tired the other night. We were like, okay, we just need to go to sleep. But it is good. I just don't have like an update, but I'm letting you guys know that I'm starting it, and I'm gonna talk about it on Instagram more like as I like watch it, and I'll come back here and talk about it too if I'm like get obsessed like everyone else. But people, I've heard, like everyone said, like you gotta watch it. So that's going on right now as well. Those are that's the wrap of like the shows I'm into right now, things I'm into, things I'm not into. Let's get into health, because now we're taking a full U-turn. I'm going to be like kind of bouncing all over the place, but I think that's kind of fun. Let's go into the health things that I'm loving and not loving right now. Number 1, obviously I just talked about my colonics, so I have to talk about colonics. Like they slay. If you guys have IBS and just in general, like the reason that I in the beginning decided to start getting colonics was because I have IBS. Like I've already had gut issues my whole life and IBS and whatever. And every once in a while, it feels really nice to just get things moving, empty the bowels, get the like there's a lot of hydration going in there, and it's can be crampy at times, but it's not really painful, but it honestly feels like incredible. Like I'm having a lot of brain fog right now because that can happen. You can kind of get like weird like flu-like or like die-off symptoms after. Not extreme, like never extreme. Usually I feel nothing, but this time, just because I was it was such a severe case, I'm definitely like feeling a little tired right now after it, but usually there's like really no side effects or anything. It just it's something to know that it like can happen. But if you like have IBS, whether it's like diarrhea or constipation, or I sound like a fucking doctor, like consult your doctor, first of all. Do not take advice from a fucking influencer online. This is my experience and this is my disclaimer. This is just my experience, but I'm letting you know you might be a candidate. Obviously, consult your doctor first if you have IBS or suffer from really bad bloating or digestion issues, diarrhea, constipation, things like that. So that's kind of why I decided to get it in the first place. I've had IBS my whole life. I was going through a really bad bout of like this constipation shit and literally, and bloating is also a huge thing that I didn't even know like a colonic can help with. It literally, like, when it's going through you, like, you can see, they like let you look at the tube. You don't have to. I know this is so fucking gross, guys, but literally you can see the bubbles like going, like you can see all the air coming out of you. And it's so crazy because if you suffer from really bad bloating, it can immensely improve it, because like the water, it's like filtering through the way your stomach is. It goes like, if you're in the video version, you can see, but it's basically like a circle. Like it goes around the way your digestion tract is, and then your colon is like on the left side. If you're looking down at your own self, it's on the left side. And basically you're filtering that water through your digestive system, and while doing that, they're also pushing on your stomach and getting that air out. So everything is moving around. They're pushing it in that motion and just helping it along so that everything kind of comes out slowly. I'm there for like 45 to an hour. It usually doesn't take less than 45. Like for me, we literally went overtime, and I still am going to go back on Monday for a second session because we just didn't get everything. But literally you just like chill there. My girl, I literally talk to her the whole time. We just chit chat about life and hang out, and like she makes me feel so comfortable, which was why I was kind of like, if you guys want to go to someone that's like a girly girl, like she's a mom, like she's like normal in her 30s, like she gets it. So I love going to her. It was a coincidence. I literally found her online like when I first moved to the city so many years ago, and it's a miracle that I found her because I can't imagine doing it with anyone else, honestly. But it's been like an amazing experience, and I highly recommend it if you have gut issues. And also you can always call and ask questions, and they'll answer anything that you have. The other thing, obviously probiotics, but I've been taking Hilma. I actually worked with them a while back, which is why I discovered the brand. So cool when you actually discover a brand from like working with them. Like they reach out to you, they want you to try it, and then you work with them, and then you're hooked. Like I love that. I literally discovered them because they reached out to work with me. I tried it. I liked it. I worked with them. And then after I worked with them, I loved it even more because it was like months went by and I was using it. And now anytime I stop using it, I always come back to it. So it's been so great. I like sponsor the podcast. No, I really love their supplements. They have one for constipation and digestion. And that's another thing that, along with the colonic, I've been taking and trying to get back into my system. But probiotics are super helpful. Hilma, that's like what I'm loving right now. Something I'm not loving, just to throw in there, is like the overuse of supplements. Like we don't need to be overloading our bodies with supplements. Our bodies have everything we need. Supplements are usually when like something's going wrong to like fix it or help it. So for me, I have IBS issues. I have digestion issues. Probiotics are definitely a staple for me. Aside from that, I'm not out here taking everything every day all the time. Occasionally, I'll pop a B12 if I'm low in energy, because that can help with energy and immune system and all different kinds of things. But like, I'm not into online right now. I feel like people are very salesy with the supplements, and I don't want to come across like that at all, because I don't think you need all these random things in your body at all times. Like, I think less is definitely more. So just be cautious when you're online and you are being influenced into buying these random ass supplements, because you really don't know. Like, they have a benefit, but then is there also like corn syrup in it or something? You know, it's like, is it offsetting? I don't know. So it's definitely like, be careful and be cautious about that stuff. That's one thing in the health world I'm not loving right now. Another thing in the health world I'm not loving right now, this is so controversial because it's a love-hate. I haven't been loving Equinox. And this is not an Equinox thing. It's a me thing. I have just been really into like Core Power and New York Pilates, and also like Soul Cycle. And Equinox has taken a back seat in my life. Like, I used to go to Cardio Sculpt literally all the time with Calvin, my guy. I love him. I miss him. And I think maybe because I was living in West Village, his classes were always like right there, and like it was a class that I loved. But now living where I live, I feel like I don't have my like people that I'm like obsessed with at Equinox, like my like class instructors. And I feel kind of unmotivated in the last year or two to like get on a treadmill or like do a weights thing. Like, I do better when I am in a class and like having someone, like, I don't know, like my motivation, like I don't question my motivation when I'm going to a class. I just like wake up, put my clothes on, and I go, and I don't have to think. Put my phone down, I have my hour of relaxation, and like I come back a new woman. Like, that's genuinely how I feel when I have a class. I love the I don't have to think and someone could just tell me what to do and I'm doing it. I guess maybe that's where the part of like having a gym that I belong to has been like, like, is it really benefiting me? Because like I'm not using it. So I'm like in this crossroads of like, do I cancel my Equinox membership because I have a gym in my building? But then it's like on the off chance that I do, like I like having the option of it. But it's like, is it really worth it? I don't think so, especially because in New York, with the membership that I pay, it's $330 a month. That is so ridiculous. And I didn't even use it last month because I was in the Hamptons. That's a waste of money. Such a waste. And like, I could have bought something with that. Like, I could have bought something good, honestly. So that's what I'm not loving right now. Not loving the lore of Equinox. There's actually not a lore for me, but it'll always be a thing. I honestly think the Lifetime girlies are maybe doing it right. I think it's cheaper, but who knows? I'll let you guys know what I end up doing. Okay, we're moving on to another fun one because I've been getting the inspo behind this topic was I've been getting so many questions since I got my Aura ring of, do you like your Aura ring? What are the vibes? Tell me the tea. Here's the tea. I don't wear it enough. I'm just being so for real because this is real. I don't wear it enough. I forget to wear it to bed, or I like want to take it off because I want to break. It turned because I wash my hands a lot, and I don't know if you're in the video version, maybe you could see it, but there's like a little like silver spot where the gold is. So it literally turned, I guess from maybe putting it underwater, you would think like I wash my hands like every once in a while I accidentally have it on and I'll take it off and it got a little wet. Aside from that, that's literally it. Also, when you're sweating during your workouts, it's obviously going to get wet. So it's like, should be waterproof. So it turned. I have a problem with that. And I've been really bad with tracking my period, which is why I got it in the first place. So I need to be better with that. Like, I think that if I commit myself and use it more and like try to be more cautious with like what is actually going on behind the scenes, like checking the app, I will like it better and feel like it was more worth it. But right now, I just have not been reaping the benefits of it, and it's a little disappointing. But it's my own disappointment. It's not like I'm disappointed in the Aura ring. The only reason I'm disappointed in Aura ring itself is because it turned. That's not cool. This thing was expensive. These are not cheap. So for it to turn, like, give me a fucking warning that it's going to turn if I put it underwater. Because I didn't see one unless I'm dumb. Yeah, that was the one thing I'm like, it's not great. Another gadget complaint I have a lot of complaints about the gadgets today. Another gadget thing that I'm hating right now. My AirPod Max is broke. I've talked about this everywhere. I'm really upset about it. Apple, if you want to give me a new pair, please. Apple, they do care about influencers. Like, I did see people go to an Apple event. I just don't think they care about me specifically. However, if anyone has a Connect or sees this, I got Beats. I don't like them. I want my AirPod Maxes. I'm lazy, and I also just haven't had a minute to take them to the store to see what's up, see if they can fix it or do something about it, because they've just been like, they literally just stopped working. That's the first step. The first step is I probably should take it to a store, but I haven't done that. So they could just like, why can't they just work? You know? I haven't even had them for a year yet. I don't like when these things happen, when you get something and it's so new and then it stops working and you're like, because I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to like certain like gadgets or things, like I don't spend on that stuff. So when I do, like spending a few $100s in the Aura ring or spending like $500 or $600 on AirPods, like that's like a big deal. Like that's a lot of money. So like for it to just stop working that fast is a little crazy. You expect these things to like last you at least a year. So it's been like, I don't know, but Apple like has issues sometimes. I feel like everyone's always complaining about issues with Apple. But yeah, those are my complaints. Now let's talk about something I'm loving. Okay, number one, if you don't have an air purifier in your home and you live in a city, you need one. I'm literally looking at my air purifier right now. It's from Amazon. It's called Levoit. I don't know. I could be saying that wrong. Could not live without my air purifier. Literally every time I clean my apartment, I just switch it on, put it on overnight, turn it off. I like just periodically when I feel like doing it, I turn it on and off, but it's so important. Like if you look at the air quality in New York, it's like literally disgusting. Very important if you live in a city too, especially New York because it's gross here, to have something that's purifying your air. And just mentally, it gives me peace of mind. Like, you know, sometimes you just need something because you feel like it's helping you. So it honestly has been life-changing since I got it. And then one other thing I haven't tried yet that I want to try, and you guys have to DM me and tell me because I hear mixed things, is a Hatch. Okay, so I tell my mom and sister I'm going to order a Hatch, and they have it out for me. They are like, what is literally wrong with you? You're getting a $197 alarm clock? Are you dead ass? Why do you need that? And I was like, I don't know, like the girlies say they love their Hatches, and like I like want a Hatch. I get that. So the reason that people like it is because it does like the sunrise and like the gentle music and whatever. But aside from that, what else is it doing? But I also get that like having a little nice light, because light in the morning is really important to your sleep schedule. I used to work for a sleep doctor. She was one of my clients. And so I learned a lot about sleep during that time. And I know that like having that natural light in the morning or something that mimics that natural light is really important to your sleep schedule. So I do really like that it has that feature. I'm just wondering, like, is it actually going to work? Am I actually going to appreciate it? I think it is cute too. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like kind of chic. They've made them look very chic and there's like different colors and whatever. So I know the hype about it. Even like the sleep doctor, she would like rave about them. If you want to follow her, actually, her thing is Sleep Doc Shelby. She has some great tips and is an incredible human being and a marathon runner. So if you want to check her out, you totally can. She's not my client anymore, but I support her from afar. And if you need a sleep doctor, she's great. But yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about recently. I'm like, do I need a Hatch? Like, do we get one? So I don't know. You guys let me know. That's like a maybe for me. Now let's get into some beauty stuff. I saved the best for last because like who doesn't want to talk about beauty, obviously. The number one thing we have to talk about is the fact that I've been picking my skin and having a terrible breakout on my chin. I fear the breakout happened because of a product that I'm going to shit on, but I'm not going to shit on it because it's a bad product. I'm going to shit on it because it didn't work for my skin. And I tried it and it didn't work. And then I gave it a second chance and it didn't work again. And it's the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. And I'm really sorry because I love Charlotte Tilbury products. Like classic, slay, love. However, if you have oily skin, if you get oily in your T-zone, Flawless Filter is probably not for you because it's very fucking oily. And every time I use it, it clogs up on my chin. Like I start to get these little white underground pimples, kind of like Milia's. If you guys know what that is, look it up if you don't. But just these little like it's like a whitehead, but it's like flat and under my skin, and I can see it. So that's been really frustrating, and I'm also a picker. So I see one and I start to pick it or I want to pop it, and then of course, because of the bacteria, it spreads. So I make it worse. Thankfully, my best friend is a dermatologist, and God bless to her. So she works for this company called Honeydew, and it's like all virtual. She's like an in-person dermatologist too. You guys can like book appointments with her through ZocDoc or whatever. But she also, on the side, does appointments on this app called Honeydew or Honeydew Care. And they basically just like, it's a dermatologist. It's just all virtual for people like me who are like on the go or don't have time or just like need a quick prescription. So she recommended a few different prescriptions for my face that are on their way because they can literally ship them to you. And I'm waiting for them to get here, but we're doing Axone, or like another brand of Axone, and then something else. And we're going to see how that works. But I like the biggest slay in my life right now has been Honeydew. Because I was able to, because I'm not going to like text my best friend. It's like still you have to like still go through the actual thing, because that's like malpractice, or you can't just do that. So especially she's like a new doctor. So through Honeydew, we did the damn thing and got my prescription. It was super easy. Appointment took 2 seconds. And yeah, if you guys want to book through or book with her, DM me. I'll give you guys her name. Sorry, I can't think. And you guys can book an appointment if you need help with like anything in the dermatology area, whether it's virtually or you can also find her like at her actual. She works for Schweiger, which is a huge like dermatology company. So you're in good hands. She's a nurse practitioner. She kills it. She's our age, so she gets it. She's extremely smart. Went to Columbia for nursing school, and I'm obviously hyping her up because she's my best friend. But also, I would never let her touch me if I didn't trust that she's amazing, and she is. She's extremely smart, and her dad's a doctor too. So she comes from a family of doctors. Next, let's talk about her advice to me and how this has impacted my skincare routine. So when you go to a dermatologist, like they're not going to be out here recommending like all the fancy, crazy skincare products. And she also gets very angry when I get sent like a bunch of random, like a freaking celebrity skincare brand. And then she's like, what are these ingredients? Like, what even is this? This is not clean. This is not helping, whatever. So the number one thing she told me is literally like Cetaphil, CeraVe, La Roche-Posay, however, I don't know what the fuck to say it. Those 3 are your safe zones for dermatologists recommended. So to wash my face, been using CeraVe. To moisturize day and night, been using Cetaphil. For morning, I have one that has an SPF 35 in it. And then for night, I have one that is just like for night. I don't know what's the difference, but there's 2, and one's morning and one's night. That is my skincare routine right now. And I will say, it is already looking clearer. And lots of water, but I don't take my own advice. So who am I to tell you? Because I can't even drink enough water. I'm like a freaking camel over here. But yeah, that was the best advice she could give me, is like, tone it down. Stop using all the random shit. Stop listening to whatever the hype is right now. CeraVe, Cetaphil, La Roche-Posay, done. All you need to be using. Just keep it simple. Your skin will thank you. Okay, next up, speaking of pimples. Oh, also, I just ordered so many pimple patches on Amazon because I pick. And so Erica made the recommendation that instead of picking, just put on a pimple patch so that I don't think about it and I'm not picking it. So love that for me. Gonna try that and see if that helps. But already I feel like that's gonna be helpful. And it's also cute. Like I love a little like star pimple patch on my face. Like, okay, chic, fun, fresh. I don't know. But yeah, the next thing, speaking of concealer, Tarte Creaseless Concealer. The Creaseless Creamy Concealer. The one in like the square bottle. Loving. That is my summer concealer. And I'm not just saying this because Tarte bought me an iPad, which yes, they did. Thank you, Maureen Kelly. I love my purple iPad. I literally draw on it. Not just saying it because of that though, because I could care less. Like, trust me, I'm not an ass kisser when it comes to brand stuff. Like, I would love to be, but unfortunately, you pick the wrong bitch. I'll shit on a brand if I need to. I'll not use it if I need to, and I'll never kiss a brand's ass just to get invited on a trip. Because at the end of the day, you guys follow me for my recommendations and for what I use and for what I love, and also I recommend things that I genuinely love. So why would I just say something to just be invited on a trip? It's fine. I could go on my own trip. I'm okay. So I just need to let you know that. But the Tarte hype, usually 95% of the time, is very real. Their products always have slayed. Their products always will slay. The Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer is slaying my life this summer. Really lightweight, creamy, but not oily, which is huge. Like, doesn't crease. Seriously, creaseless, does not crease. Like, it's been under my eyes literally all day. What else? Buildable. You can put it on like a little dot and then leave it. Or if you're like, decide you want more, you can build on top of it and it doesn't get all thick and gross and flaky. Like it's going to be buildable without looking like you have 10 layers of makeup on your face. So we love the Tarte team, but also like this latest product has just been everything to me. Also love those little lip like oils, the plumping ones, with the like different type of head, you know, like the new ones that they made with like the new head. I really like those too. The color rose is my favorite right now. The rose and then the clear. If you do like a little Charlotte Tilbury on your lips and then you do the clear gloss on top, super pretty. I'm very much like a lip combo queen. I like to do a different lip combo every day if I could. I'm also wearing Tarte on my lips right now, but this might be rose, honestly, in the Maracuja, just regular Maracuja Juicy Lip. So that's tea on that. But yeah, we love. Another makeup brand that slays my life when it comes to their face products. Most of them. There's a couple that I'm not too fond of, but their I didn't even say what brand it was. The Saie bronzer, the one that is the creamy one that's in like the little like round like flat thing. So good. I've been literally using it. And also, by the way, Saie products last so long. I've never had to get a refill on my bronzer, and I've had it for over a year. I'm not even kidding. Like I'm digging in there, and I clean it out. I like get a new brush, and it's brand freaking new. It's still in there. So the products are great priced, but then also it's a bang for your buck because it lasts forever. Like their blushes, I literally have so many Saie blushes. And again, I rarely have to ask for anything new from Saie because the stuff lasts so long. Like it's crazy. Also, while we're on the topic of contour and bronzer, the Dibs contour stick hits every time. Love the little duo moment. You can throw it in your bag, bring it with you. But like that bronzer stick is so creamy and so good. It's like delicious and velvety. So highly recommend. But yeah, the Saie Creamy Bronzer, it will do it for me every time. It's like probably one of my top recommendations in makeup in general right now. One more thing that we have to talk about in like the skincare whatever world, beauty world. If you're not using EOS body lotion, you're actually genuinely missing out. And I'm not being dramatic because the vanilla, like cashmere, I think it's called cashmere vanilla. I've never smelt anything better. I sound like I did a TikTok making fun of beauty influencers, and I am that right now. But I'm actually being dead ass. And I was also kind of making fun of myself. Like, don't take it too deep. People were tagging people, and I'm like, tag me. It's a subtweet at me and literally every other bitch that I'm friends with. Like, yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah, the EOS body lotion is so good. I have like 3 of them in my room right now, just all in different locations. Because anytime I need to stop and just rub it on my legs. Smells amazing. Literally is like almost like, I don't want to say perfumey because it makes it sound bad, but it's like you could put that on at night and you'll smell good for whoever you're with, you know? So chef's kiss, love, obsessed. EOS made a huge comeback with doing those body lotions. Huge. Okay, we have to wrap up kind of soonish. We have 2 more categories left though, and these are very important. Obviously, we have to talk about the hair extensions. Now, the extensions are probably, not extensioning right now. Sorry, I just like pulled one of them. I don't even know. If you're in the video version, I'm going to try to show you guys them. You might be able to see. I should do a video on this of this on TikTok, honestly, too. A little informational session. But I got K-tips. These have been great. I am curious about, I think Hallie has the eye tips, and they're a little bit different with how they put them in and how they sit in your head. But so far, I've been loving them. They do fall out a little bit here and there. That's been fine with me. They're supposed to fall out here and there as long as there's not too much fallout, which has kind of been the thing that I've been deciding. Like, what's too much? But I've been telling them and showing them, and they've been like, no, this is like good. This is a normal amount. I'm just a little paranoid. Are they the most comfortable thing in the, I'm just repeating like questions that I get asked. Are they comfortable? Yes. However, if you have issues with how things feel, feeling like something's there, feeling like you got to itch, they get itchy sometimes. you're like, I put my hair up to go to bed and then the hair like tie falls out. My hair falls out sometimes. I'll find random pieces of hair in places. Like, I would be lying if I said that there wasn't more upkeep when it comes to getting hair extensions. However, because of how confident and good I feel with them, I love that I did it and I would never go back. I went to this place called Rapunzel, and then they also are attached to a salon called the Salon Project. I went to Rick at Salon Project for my hair color. They absolutely slayed it. They literally color match you there on the spot. They grab the extensions downstairs. It takes 10 minutes. They bring them back up. They install them. It takes literally 20 minutes to install them. It's a cold machine. It's like a keratin cold infusion like kind of machine. And they just like go around and put them in everywhere and like blow it out or curl it, and that's it. So Rick at the Salon Project for color, he's amazing with blondes. As you can see, he kills it. And then I went to Steph at Rapunzel to install my extensions, and she does amazing blowouts. So highly recommend. Highly recommend. Even if you just want to blow out also, I have a code for you guys. It's Carly20, I think. I want to say it's Carly20. DM me if you're not sure, or also just tell them when you go to the salon that I recommended you, and we'll make sure that you guys get a discount no matter what. So because like they really slay and they're the nicest people. Like, don't you want to go places where the people are just like genuinely kind and like want to do things for other people? They're those type of people. So we love to support that kind of company. All right. The next thing we have to talk about as far as hair goes is the Slip silk pillowcases and the Slip hair ties. I literally have one on my wrist right now if you're in video version. I have these in my hair like around my whole apartment 24/7. I love the thicker scrunchies that are like they're just like the bigger scrunchies, like the actual scrunchies. These are like the one I have on my wrist right now is like that little small thinner one. I just couldn't live without them. Like, it just was worth me shouting this out because I couldn't live without them. I switched out all of my pillowcases slowly over time. I didn't do it all at once, but slowly over time I switched out all my pillowcases to silk so that no matter what, I'm laying on a silk pillowcase. It's nice to have, like, when my boyfriend sleeps over, I'm like, yes, king, like, take care of your hair. So we're both like sleeping on silk pillowcases. He doesn't even know the luxury he has. He doesn't even know it. But yeah, I'm just obsessed with the company Slip. It's probably one of my favorite companies in this world. Like, just everything about it. Not only that it's aesthetic, that it's like, I love my fucking hair ties. Like, I want to be bougie with my hair ties and with my pillowcases, and it's been like life-changing for me. Okay, last thing we have to talk about is food, because so important. Food and drinks. For food, if you know my TikToks, my Instagram, you know that I've been on a corn kick this summer. I can't stop eating corn. I get like, I don't know if it's my OCD. Like, I like obsess over certain foods and like I can't stop. And like every day, all I want is fucking corn. So I recently, like this past week, I made barbecue chicken bowls and I did the corn salad from Citarella in the bowls. I posted on my TikTok if you want the recipe. The Citarella corn salad, so slay. And then even better, the corn salad from Round Swamp. If you are in the Hamptons this summer still at all, go to Round Swamp, get the corn salad. They call it like the corn succotash or something. We had like a whole inside joke because I was like obsessed with this summer. But I don't know. I'm sorry if I make you guys obsessed now too, but corn on the cob, corn salad, I can't stop. If anyone has a good corn salad recipe, hit me up. I'll literally make it at home. But I just like it. I can't get enough of it, and I want to put you guys on. Let's all eat corn salads together. I don't know. And then also, last like food thing I'm obsessed with. So Lesser Evil, I like stocked my house with Lesser Evil. I like DM'd them because I've always been obsessed with their popcorns and snacks and everything. And when they sent like all the snacks that I did like, they also added in like some of their new snacks. And included in that box was literal cheese balls. Like, they taste like cheese balls, but they're like not. They're like healthy. Insane, so good. And they also have a pizza flavor. Crazy. Lesser Evil. Also, they made what are like the onion ring snack called? Oh my god, what are those called? You know, the like fried onion ring, whatever. Well, they made those, but in a Lesser Evil, like in the healthy version. And they have the rings they call them Moonions. They have the regular Moonions and the spicy Moonions. I've put everyone on some Munions. You need to get them. They're so fucking good. They taste like garlicky, like oniony, like your breath is gonna be rank after, but it will be so worth it. Like it's so good. So yeah, anything lesser evil, but really like you gotta go for the Munions. They're so fire. And then lastly, obviously, like I've been actually summer partners with St. James Iced Tea, so it's been like amazing to work with them this summer. But I do have to say, it's just one of my favorite drinks that I've had, and I'm not getting paid, by the way. This episode is not sponsored. I'm not getting paid. I don't have any benefit from saying anything in this episode at all, except for me just genuinely putting you guys on the things that I love, or putting you guys off the things that I don't love. But I will say, St. James slays my bus, slays my life. I've put my whole family on. My mom's an almond mom, and it's almond mom friendly. She likes it, but it's also normal daughter friendly as well. There's 0 cal, which we don't support counting calories or talking about calories, but I am conscious of how much I don't like to consume my calories through like soda or like whatever. If that people think that makes me sound disordered, that's okay. I believe in balance. I believe that everything in life is a balance. I'm not super one way. I'm not super the other. I still am conscious. I still like to take care of myself. And so having those like healthy alternatives or healthy drinks or whatever it is so important to me. They're stevia sweetened. They're insane. The raspberry is my favorite. So if you're going to go for like one flavor first, if you're getting it from a store, you can get it at like King's, ShopRite, Citarella. They sell them at Pliables. That's so random. I looked it up before because I was like trying to see where you guys could get them. But I love St. James Iced Tea. Order them on Amazon too. You totally can order them on Amazon and get like a variety pack. It slays. It's so good, so refreshing. I'll pour it over ice. You can mix it in a cocktail. I've made cocktails with it and it was insane. Like I did a little it's a video. There's a video on my account, like a little back where I did like a Arnold Palmer. I did like a iced tea lemonade and vodka kind of thing with like body vodka. I made it like a light Arnold Palmer and it was delicious. So good. Labor Day weekend, mix it up, do it up. But that was my last rec. Loving St. James. Will ride for them always. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in if you tuned into this whole thing. I love sharing my recs with you. I could talk about this all day, every day for hours and hours and hours. So if there's other things you guys want recs for, please let me know. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave in the comments below what else you want to see, what other guests you want to see. We have a lot of guests coming up, so I'm really glad I got to sit down with you guys and do just like an us episode. And then if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram at RealWithCW and TikTok, Real with Carly Weinstein. And I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
What a wonderful world.